do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
you,
please
Green.
regain
That's beneath
order
even
of your
you.
committee?
Order.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold on.
part
I'm
of the.
trying to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman, motion to
I
strike
had no
those
idea
words.
what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
You just voted to do
Y'all did
it.
it first, so you
You
don't want to
just
talk about it.
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down. Calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games,
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
and you
yelling.
don't want
Calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if
Look,
I
Chairman,
come
can we
and
send
talk
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
Chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Ms. Crockett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, the point of deciding that we need to release this audio is really simple from my analysis. This is an opportunity for your party to take an opportunity to try to mock the current president. I know a lot of people refer to the former president as president, but we have one president at a time, and that is Joe Biden. And seemingly, this type of attitude and position has come straight from the top. This idea of lacking all decorum, decency, has left the building when the stench of Donald Trump showed up. And so we've seen constantly from him how he mocks people. We've seen in this committee how different members want to mock other members. And that's all this is about. But what is so frustrating to me and what should be frustrating to the American people, and the reason that really all y'all should lose y'all's jobs, but why we are going to take the majority is simple. It's because we showed up ready to work earlier today, like we always do. And now it is currently 10 p.m. and we are still here because we are committed to doing the right thing. And my question is really simple. It's a matter of, if this was such a big deal, if it was a matter of an emergency, if this was so important as it relates to whether or not the President of the United States has done something so wrong, then why is it that we couldn't have our hearing at 11 o'clock this morning instead of members being in a criminal courthouse with a twice impeached, over 88 count indicted, sexual abuser, instead of being here to do the work of the American people if this was serious? This is the reason that people don't believe that we are doing serious
Mr. Chairman,
work
point of order.
here.
I'd ask
State your point.
my point of order is this. She just engaged in personalities about a former president, which
You can't engage
just
in personalities
reviewed.
with a former
You've
president.
just
That is not the
reviewed the rules, and you know that it's true. If you were on the floor, you would be admonished. You know that.
not the rules.
Mr. Chairman, I'll further say, if this happened on
Right,
the floor,
right.
you would be admonished by the
Your
parliamentarians.
point is correct.
No. You made in this circumstance, you made an announcement, I believe, that points of order about insulting presidents or former presidents are not in order in this hearing, because I take it you're going after Joe Biden, and so.
I gave it to him. I don't know where it is. Okay. All right.
I think you carved out an exception to that rule.
Okay. Point of order overruled. Ms. Crockett, finish, please.
I'll yield the remainder of my time.
All right, thank you.
Would my friend yield to me?
Yes, I'll yield the remainder of my time.
I thank the gentlelady. You know, originally we have a motion, an ANS, to hold the Attorney General in contempt because he did not produce one item, an audio tape of the transcripts that were provided in full. And we decided apparently that that was what we were going to do because we're not sure about our chances in a court of law, which is really where this needs to be adjudicated. Now we have an amendment to the ANS taking cognizance of the development today in which the White House, not an unusual development and not always justified, invokes executive privilege. Now that is as old as the Republic. In fact, the first president to invoke executive privilege was George Washington, who did not want to provide documents regarding the Jay Treaty because it was controversial and might embarrass the White House. And we have had ups and downs with respect to executive privilege ever since. But the proper venue for adjudicating this is in a court of law. It isn't this committee. And so now this amendment to the amendment is essentially holding an attorney general in contempt because they're invoking executive privilege to protect information they choose not to provide the Congress. And I find that a very narrow basis, and I can understand why you don't want to have this adjudicated in a court of law, because I don't know that any judge would find that we have substantial reason to hold somebody in contempt for noncompliance. I thank the gentlelady for yielding.
You yield back.
I yield the remainder to the ranking member.
And I yield back to you, Ms. Crockett.
Then I yield.
Thank you.